Yes! Welcome back, Facebook! Once more from my kitchen. Oh no, maybe you have not actually seen my kitchen before. That could also very well be the case. What I'm bringing to you today, normally we have been doing a lot of workouts the last couple of weeks from my living room. But I told you, if you followed actually last Monday's workout, that I'm gonna do things a little bit differently. Maybe you got the impression that I'm like all about movement, and that's definitely one of my bigger passions in life. But the other big passion in my life is being in the kitchen and food, nutrition. I know a lot about it. I like to research a lot about it. I like to eat a lot about it. And yeah, like food, nutrition really brings up a good feeling when I already think about it. And that's what I want to share more. So that's why today I'm gonna bring this live cooking class from my humble kitchen to wherever you are today. So if, for example, you want to learn how to cook some healthy, whole food, nutritious, vegan meals, then this can definitely help you. Or if you, just don't have anywhere else to be and want some entertainment during your dinner or during making your dinner, then welcome as well. So I'm gonna switch you guys a little bit. I already did a little like mise en place, as the chefs would say, right? I already made a little preparation, so let us quickly go over that first and show you actually what we all have here. So we have quite a lot of different ingredients. You definitely don't have to use all of this today. I will show you what is kind of more the essential stuff and what you can add optionally. I have one more thing actually that's not on here right now, but that will be there later. So we got some red lentils. I soaked them already so they will cook even faster. We got an onion, some leftover mushrooms that I had, a paprika and 2 carrots, some nice tomato sauce, some quinoa that we're gonna cook as well, and then we got a bunch of herbs and spices. So we got curcuma, we got ginger, and then a lot of other spices here like salt, another curcuma, paprika, cumin, and pepper, and here a little gram masala, really nice as well to use in this dish. But not all optional, so we'll show you what all of that is. You tossed some oil already in the pan. So let's get cooking, I would say. I'm really excited to do this, guys. This is like the first time that I really do like a live cooking class. I have made like a lot of recipes before. Hey, nice. A lot of people tuning in already. Let me know where you're watching from and what you're expecting from today. Share some good tips. Like I said, prepared everything already, so it makes it a little bit easier for me to do this and share some thoughts in between without ruining my recipe, right? So first things first, I have to get some water so we can get that to a boil and start cooking some quinoa. Very good. So I got here some water. We're not gonna need a whole lot. I try to make, like, on average when I cook, 2, maximum 3 portions. I in general cook mostly for myself. I'm definitely a fan of meal prepping to just have a healthy meal already prepared for the next day. Saves you a lot of time and makes it definitely a lot easier to stick to your goals in general. So got a little bit of water. Turn up the heat and let's get that cooking. I can in the meantime already start here with the base. And what I like to show today a little bit is like how can you build up some flavors in your meal and really make it taste awesome, because in the end we want to make it taste good, right? Like we don't just want to eat everything, and especially if you're maybe new to a vegan diet or you want to try stuff out and you think like, I don't like that. This you're gonna love, I promise. This is one of my favorite meals actually, so I will put a lot of love in it for you guys as well here today. So I got a little bit oil, like I said already, in the pan. Don't need to use oil, I just do for this recipe. I like to use a little bit, so some good olive oil here. So let us also fire that up. I actually have no lids, should be getting some, so it cooks a little bit faster and keeps the nutrition in. So I'm just gonna use a pan or a plate and one for later. I told you one ingredient still missing so far. I will see that or show you that later. It's actually some frozen peas, and that is what also ups the protein in this recipe even more. So definitely for those wanting to get like more protein in their diet and finding it a little bit difficult to get like enough protein in, this is a great meal because it actually contains a lot of protein from the lentils, from the quinoa, but also from the peas that are going in there. And yeah, just nutrition packed, a lot of different flavors. So I think you're really going to enjoy this. Yeah, this is pretty warm, so we're gonna start by lowering that down a little bit, tossing in an onion. I chopped up a whole onion. I necessarily don't use a lot of onion in general, but today I do for this recipe, so definitely brings up a lot of flavor. And like I said, when it comes to building on flavors, you could, for example, start with just a little bit of oil or even just water and like a herb and spice mix. So you would, for example, already put some ginger, you put some curcuma already in the pan, and yeah, kind of mix that up. Ooh, that's my lid for today. I kind of mix that up already in there so the herbs can toast a little bit in the oil, or if you don't use the oil, it brings out a lot of flavor. So that's what we're going to do today as well. But we're going to use the onion as kind of like the binder of that flavor. So we're gonna quickly fry the onion a little bit, and then we're gonna add some of those delicious flavors onto the onion, and that's gonna be the base of this dish. So let's check what we're having here. Oh, that takes a little bit longer. I could have soaked actually this quinoa as well, but yeah, I forgot today. So normally I try to soak as much of my beans, grains. Now, officially this is a seed, but like a lot of those kind of things I like to soak, like I said, because it makes it definitely easier to digest it. So that's definitely a pro. And yeah, as well, it just cuts a lot of the cooking time. So these cook very fast. These are normally done in like 20 minutes. That's why I actually love those red lentils. But, oh, spilling. But for example, like you have the other ones as well that I have here, like the brown ones, or the French ones, or the caviar, or you got many different types of lentils. These cook in general a little bit longer, so around like 40 minutes. So if you soak them, it definitely takes away like 10 minutes in cooking time for sure. So that's definitely nice if you don't have that much time to prepare your meals or just don't want to spend that much time on it. So let us see what is happening here. Oh, onions are getting already a little bit translucent. That's what we want. It can be a little bit more. Smells already nice. And then in a little bit. It's also nice to keep that moisture in. That's why I use the improv lid today. Ooh, this is probably getting warm. So, nice little tip here for you also today with cooking some grains is that we're going to add some flavor to the grains. Makes it also a little bit more interesting to eat it. It's nice to just have this on the side. I like to actually make my grains sometimes in a little bit of bigger batches because it's just super convenient, and especially stuff like quinoa, or I have here some really nice millet. It's super nice if you just cook it already 2-3 batches and leave it for the next couple of days so that you only have to prepare a little bit and you can just scoop on the rest of your grains. It's also nice cold in a salad, for example. So yeah, that's what I normally do when I make my grains. I think this is almost hot. Yes, that's definitely boiling. So we can turn that down. I think the onions are also pretty much ready by now. I could have quickly rinsed this though, today. Yeah, well, I did not. That's that. That's on. I think that was definitely more than a cup. I'm gonna add some salt in a little bit, but I'm gonna first quickly check on my onions here. Oh! Woohoo! Maestro! Yeah, the onions are getting there. Some of them are coloring up a little bit. So I'm gonna give it like maybe 1 more minute before I'm gonna add some of the herbs and start to add in also some of the vegetables. Probably the champignons, the mushrooms, they are going in first. That is, yeah, then they get like a little bit also that flavor of the onion, and they then get a little bit already cooked down, and they don't stay too, yeah, too raw, so to say. That's personally not such in my, yeah, I don't like that much, so. Okay, I'm gonna add some salt here. Oh, that's probably a lot. Yeah, that was plenty. And then a little bit, we're gonna add some more, but for now, this is it. I'm gonna leave it a little bit, put on my lid. I'm gonna check here on these onions. Yeah, this looks pretty good now to start adding in some flavor. You could do this a little bit on the sides to still like mix it in the oil or in the water if you like. So what we're going to start with today is we're going to add ginger, and we're going to add some curcuma. I got quite a lot here because I'm also going to use some for the rice later, for the quinoa. So I'm going to mix in pretty much like half now first. Or I mean half of the curcuma and actually all of the ginger. You could instead, for example, if you don't have ginger, you could also use some, yeah, it would be nice. I think garlic would be nice. I don't use garlic myself very often, actually pretty much never. But yeah, if you do, you can definitely use that instead, or extra even if you like to, of course. Okay, so this is definitely mixing in. Oh, I wish you could smell this though. This already brings so much flavor into the dish. And if it smells good, it makes you feel good, it definitely makes the food taste a lot better as well. So what we're gonna add here, I'm gonna add a little bit of the dried curcuma. No, wait. Let us add that later. I'm gonna add, to start with, a little bit of black pepper. This also enhances the intake of the curcuma a lot. Check that out. Definitely don't need a whole lot of this, because anyway, yeah, the ginger. Curcuma is also already a little bit spicy by itself. Gonna add a little bit of salt here. I'm gonna give this a little mix. Oh. Starts to stick a little bit because now, yeah, the moisture is out, and also this pan is not the best. So, but it works. And anyway, when we're gonna add some liquid to the pan, it all deglazes, and the flavor is gonna come back out. Just make sure that you don't actually burn it. That would be no, that would be too bad. Nice. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna add those shrooms, and then I think the next thing what I will add are going to be the lentils. They anyway cook very fast. I'm just gonna quickly mix this through and then put on my my lid for today. Normally mushrooms would not be like the most typical ingredient in this curry. Not something that I normally always put in it. But yeah, I had them laying around and it would be a waste to throw them out. I'm gonna snack some on some paprika at the same time. Yeah, such a nice snack this. Sounds like it's going well. Well, the reason why I'm showing this meal is because it's for me actually one of the easiest meals to cook. And it has so much flavor, so much nutrients, so much powerhouses, like all packed in like one meal. And it's so incredibly easy to make actually. So that's why I wanted to share this. And if I look at myself, I don't cook like 10, 15 different recipes. No, I probably have like a couple, 3, 4 recipes that I repeat on a regular basis. Ooh. I think it's gonna be best to add some liquid here before I ruin it. Normally I would let the lentils toast a little bit, but since it's already going a little bit too fast, I'm just gonna add some water now to deglaze the pan and make sure that it doesn't burn and stick. But it's definitely a nice tip if you have those lentils and you want to give them also a little bit extra flavor. To roast them a little bit in the pan. I'm just gonna put everything literally just under water, not much more than that. You can always add more, but I don't like to cook it all the way down. Just rather have a little bit less water in the beginning. So I mix this through. The other vegetables, I'm just gonna add them in very late. Maybe the carrot a little bit earlier, but I really like that crunch of the carrot, and also definitely for the paprika. Yeah, like the vitamin C in the paprika loses quite fast, and especially with heat, it goes out of there like in no time. So I would definitely recommend to just add them pretty much when the dish is already ready, and just add them like the last minute. So I think I have enough water for this. Like I said, we can always add. I'm gonna add a little bit of extra flavor. I have here half of a lemon squeezed, so that's going in there. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the spices, so I'm gonna add a little bit more curcuma powder. Just nice and easy. Oh, that's not really going. Small teaspoon I have over here. Man. I love this though. Maybe you don't like this that much and you want to add a little bit less. It's definitely potent, so the flavor can be strong. I think we are having plenty for now. I'm gonna add a little bit of red paprika, so it's more like a sweet one. I'm just playing with flavors. I just like to add what I like to add. Maybe you don't like paprika, maybe you like cayenne pepper, maybe you like some more spice. Definitely go for that if you enjoy that. I'm adding a little bit of cumin. Also here in general, just don't overdo that. You can always add more later. And what's last? Oh yeah. If you have never seen this spice mix, I find it working out super nicely with curries. You can just also make just this. It's like garam masala, and I don't know, haven't used it in a while, so I thought let's include it and toss it in. I see Claudia watching. I hope you're enjoying it. Very nice. See some more people tuning in and off. Definitely let me know, guys. Yeah, what is like your favorite meal to cook? Like, what is the go-to thing if you don't know what to cook? What do? Like, is it something like this, or it's more like an oven dish, or like I like those one-pot meals in general. That's kind of what I easily go to. And yeah, I will show that definitely one later, but that's not so fun to watch. You know, there's not a whole lot of cooking involved in making sweet potatoes, right? I just yeah, wash them and toss them in the oven, and that's pretty much it. And then I eat them with a lot of vegetables or like crispy tofu. Oh, that's probably one of my favorite meals. So simple. I like that sticky tofu. Okay, I'm gonna turn up the heat a little bit so this can boil quickly. That's still boiling. That will probably be yeah, ready in a little bit, I guess. So I have some time to clean this up already, because that's always what I like to do when I cook personally, is that I don't want to be left with a lot of rubbish and mess. Once I'm done, I just want to cook, I want to eat, and then I only want to wash my plate and I want to be finished. And yeah, if you plan it well a little bit, if you prepare your stuff, then just get to cooking and yeah, everything organized, then yeah, you should be fine normally. So I'm quickly gonna give this a rinse now, but I'm gonna leave you guys not alone, so I will stay in the screen. It definitely smells already pretty good, and I think as soon as this is boiling, I'm gonna add the tomato sauce. Also this, yeah, you probably don't need a whole lot. You can also, what is really nice, to use like some canned tomato as well. For example, to have like the whole pieces of tomatoes, that will work really well in this. But I just use the nice sauce today. So, and then yeah, probably like the final addition that we don't have here today, what would make this dish really cool as well, would be some coconut cream. Like, we don't need to, not everyone likes it. I really love it. So I try to, yeah, get that in there. And as well, it makes it really like then a whole complete meal, because you have like loads of fruits and vegetables, not fruits today, vegetables and all those nice herbs and spices that give you the vitamins and the minerals and the nutrients. And then you have this quinoa that gives you a lot of carbohydrates, a lot of good energy, and then as well the lentils for a good source of protein. And then, for example, those, yeah, like I said, the coconut milk would make it a nice addition with some healthy whole food fats, so that's super good. But we're gonna use some to top it off, some healthy fats in the end. Let's check what's happening here. This probably looks real clumsy. I think we're close. We're getting close there. Oh, that's definitely boiling already. We can just lower that down. Giving it a little toss. These lentils, guys, they cook super fast. I think it's a good time to add that tomato sauce, and as well I'm gonna add those carrots. Probably I could use a little bit more. Let's see. Finish this with a little bit of water. Great. Food always makes me happy, and making it already also. I really believe that that also makes the food better, guys. If you put your love and attention into your food, I said it in the beginning, I really believe that you get that back, because eventually that's what you put in your body as well. Carrots, I really like chop them up very roughly, so I have like all different kind of sizes and chunks. You probably may ask, is it gonna cook all? It doesn't matter that much, okay? If you want it like more cooked through, I personally wouldn't recommend it, because yeah, it's just better, guys, to keep it a little bit more raw, to not cook everything through. Just keep those nutrients alive. And just let it soak up a little bit of the good flavors that you've created in your pot already. It definitely looks not so tomatoey yet. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. Oh, let me do this without. I thought you were like training and everything. No, that's just for. And we're back. Oh, I'm just gonna. I didn't see that. Okay, I think I have to... I made it a little bit too wet, guys. A little bit too liquidy. But that's gonna be okay. I'm just gonna bring up the heat a little bit once more. Normally I try to avoid this. To just bring it once to boil. And then cover it. And keep everything inside. I think that's better, at least for keeping as much of the nutrition in. So, what do we all have? I think we have pretty much everything used that we needed to use. So, yeah, we're getting ahead, I would say. Very nice. I'm gonna quickly taste my my quinoa, how that is going. That looks very much ready, or at least close to it. Close to it. So, this is gonna, you know what, I'm gonna use this one actually for the curry itself. I'm just gonna use like a little bit of curcuma powder for here the quinoa. What's also really nice if you have like some stock, like a little cube, especially if you use the one that are a little bit lower in salt or don't have that much salt at all. It's very nice to use a little bit of that, like vegetable stock, in your rice or your grains to give them a little bit of extra flavor. So we know it now. Adding some pepper to up the intake of that curcuma. That was actually not a whole lot, so I'm adding a little bit more. That looks pretty good. And well, it's not really coloring yet. Normally it would get a little bit more orange. That's definitely getting there. The paprika I really leave for the last of the last. But these parts I snack on. Good. This is looking very nice already. You don't have to make this with grains, of course. What would be really nice is to make this also with like potatoes. You can even put potatoes in this. That works super nice. Sweet potatoes, of course. Man, that would make it awesome. But also pumpkin would work really well as a carbohydrate source or a starch source. I got some nice pitas laying. I'm not using them today. Maybe I use them actually for the leftovers tomorrow. That would be also a good idea. And yeah, this looks all pretty ready. So I think I'm just gonna get the quinoa off the fire and just let that kind of sit there, soak up, and do its own magic. And this is definitely getting there as well. What I really like actually with this curry dishes, I know that from the nutrition point of view, like it's better to cook the lentils a little bit less, but in these curries it is so good when they get like the kind of like dull texture, and when you just cook them a little bit more to a mushy kind of texture. And that's also what I think I will do today, a little bit more, just because it also tastes really good. It boils really fast. This is kind of what I meant with the mushrooms. Now they stay a little bit more like, yeah, I should have like baked them a little bit before. But they will be good. Lentils start to be ready. I'm just gonna put that lid a little bit back on, and we can go a little bit pretty much I think through the end of this recipe making already for today. went pretty fast, right? Like, I don't know what the time is actually. Let me check. 30 minutes. So that's pretty fast. Could have done it faster. But I don't know. This was not about making the fastest dish. Oh. Making the fastest something cook ever. It was just about like sharing some ideas, making like a high protein, a vegan, whole foods meal for you guys, sharing some inspiration, or just like some entertainment when you don't have anything to watch to follow right now. So this is pretty much ready, and I cannot wait to dig in. So we're gonna do like I should remember by now that this is hot. We're gonna do a session like this every week, at least for now, as long as I keep on doing this. And yeah, like I said, nutrition, one of my bigger passions in life. Definitely a lot to share about it, and definitely is a lot of. I definitely put a lot of time during my day into nutrition, I would say. And I also really believe that if you're focused on living a healthy lifestyle and you're not taking your nutrition seriously, that might be an obstacle why you're not really reaching your optimal health. I think a lot of people, and this might be you as well, are way too over-focused on movement in general and way too undervaluating what nutrition actually can do. And I can really say that also from my point of view is that or my personal experience is that the biggest amount of my results and the way how I feel I get out of my nutrition, and also out of sometimes not out of nutrition, but that's a whole different story for later. Definitely movement is important, definitely daily movement is recommended, but it's definitely just a part of the puzzle, and I think that with nutrition we can actually achieve way easier optimal health than just by movement itself. So I hope this inspires you also to cook some like more whole food, plant-based meals, so incorporate more fresh fruits and vegetables into your diet, and your body is going to thank you for sure. You're gonna feel amazing, you're gonna feel light, you're gonna feel energetic. And yeah, definitely now guys, like if you saw how many ingredients, herbs and spices went in there, the curcuma, the ginger, both high inflammatory foods, which is amazing now, especially to fight, to help your immune system do what it has to do and stay healthy. Definitely Danilo, thanks for tuning in, man. Yeah, in shaping the body, you know it as well, right? You're now tuning down, toning down, and right, you see it, how much results you can get by focusing on your food. So definitely true. I don't know about the exact percentage. I think it's like kind of hard to say, but I know that a lot of like professionals or in the fitness world, it often gets said that nutrition is around like 70 to 80% of the actual result. But I think that's kind of hard to measure, right? How much percentage that will put into the result. But it's definitely the case that focus more on nutrition to really optimize your health, I would say. And if you have half an hour a day and you're moving already, then invest that in cooking awesome food and experimenting with a couple of recipes that you really love to make, to go to a nice fruit and vegetable store where you can get high quality ingredients. Like you saw today, pretty much everything is our organic ingredients. I find that really important since it contains more nutrients in general and also less toxins at the same time. So that is definitely important. I think we're pretty much getting there. We are there. Like this is ready though. It has cooked definitely long enough to be served already. But like I told you, I want to get that consistency a little bit thicker, and I think this is the good time for me to add a little paprika. I'm just adding half here. Oh, the measurements actually, if you're interested in that, I used roughly 100 grams of lentils here. I used 2 carrots. I used, yeah, let's say a big handful of mushrooms. I used half a paprika and a full onion, and that's pretty much it. And yeah, the herbs and spices, I just kind of do it. Like for everyone it's different anyway, you know, like I can say use a pinch of salt, but maybe you like it more salty, so you want to add a little bit more, or maybe you don't want to include any salt and you don't. So 100 flavors, 100 people. I think there's something for everyone. Yeah, this is about what I want to get. So we cannot finish without like showing you how I plate this up and enjoy. I'm gonna add the last of the fresh curcuma, give that a nice extra little punch. But of course, before I'm really gonna finish it, I told you there was one more ingredient that I like to get in there, and I'm getting it out of my freezer. These are amazing. Peas. No, not as in peas. Green peas. Green peas. Yeah, you know what I mean. And this ups even the nutrition level some more. Also definitely a good protein source. You might not think about it to include peas, but they're kind of like the side of the bean family, right? So, oh, and we're adding also a little bit more water. That was not really the idea, but really good. I think that's enough. This has 5 grams of protein per 100 grams, so that's definitely not bad. Brings in also that nice color. I love that. Got that yellow orangey. There's mushrooms, there's green from those peas. Really makes it feast for the eye and feast for your body. Oh, my glasses. Letting this sit for the last 2-3 minutes. Those peas, they go actually pretty much straight away. I'm gonna finish this, put this away, and then we'll plate this up and make it ready. Okay, let me put this away. From my personal perspective about healthy food and optimizing your diet, I definitely recommend to find a good balance in between raw and cooked foods. And in general, I personally eat like roughly 70%, 80% maybe of all my food raw, uncooked, soaked. But this might not be the case for everyone, so I definitely want to give the tip, if you eat cooked food, to definitely include as much raw food with it as you can, because it definitely helps with the digestion and the balance of those different acids in your body. So greens are always good, so we're definitely going to use some greens today to balance it out a little bit, the more cooked food that we have. We need a plate. What would be a really nice one actually? Okay, that was the paprika. What would be a really nice one today as well to add to this would be some like fermented food that really works well with the digestion of the cooked food. So for example, some sauerkraut or kimchi, or maybe even have like some good fermented vegan cheeses. Definitely put it in there. Okay, it's definitely time to finish this spinach. I didn't have my greens yet for today, so here will be a nice portion. Yeah. Okay, what I do here, I left a little bit the slice of the lemon. Pro tip, I don't know if you know this. The vitamin C makes it easier for the iron to get absorbed into the body. And did you actually know that iron is actually responsible for helping oxygen being transported through your body? So iron is attached to the red blood cells to transport your oxygen. So that's super cool, right? Like, so if you're definitely also, if you're into training, like you want to make sure that you get enough iron in, you want to make sure that your iron gets well absorbed. So just sprinkle a little bit of lemon juice on there, or include, I have here also those raw little paprikas. They of course are super high in vitamin C. So yeah, make it good, make your meal complete. Make sure you get all the benefits from it. Okay guys, it's about time that we are going to plate this up. This looks absolutely amazing. Let me show you from up close. Oh, that you don't really see. Let me show it like this. Bam! That looks really good, right? Beautiful colors. This is definitely well cooked. Okay, if I would have just cooked for myself today, this would have probably done a little bit faster. Here we get the quinoa. And let's plate this up. So if you're making this today, guys, try to be a little bit faster. Maybe don't talk too much. That definitely helps. Don't you just love spinach? Especially with like the lemon juice, really brings out the flavor. Let's plate. Okay, raw foods on one side. Get that in there. Oh. Yeah, it's definitely, this one is a little bit liquidy, so to say. You could cook it a little bit longer, or just be smart. And like I said, don't add so much water. Oh, the smell is already amazing, so I bet it tastes good as well. I actually didn't taste it. Completely forgot that. Well, I made this so many times, I know it's gonna be good. Have the quinoa here. I think it's time to turn off that heat also. Smells really nice with that curcuma in there. A little bit 50-50. Okay. One last scoop of this goodiness. Whew, it's getting warm. And yeah, like I said, guys, to really make this a super finished, complete meal, we want to add a little bit of fat. Of course, we used a little bit of oil in the beginning, but that's not a healthy whole foods fat source. So we're not counting that one. What I like to add, normally I like to soak these before, but they're just great. They give a nice little crunch also to the dish. And these are some little pumpkin seeds. You definitely don't need a lot of those. Adds a nice crunch. And some tahini. Oh, I see we're running out. Tahini and peanut butter are probably my favorite things in the world. I don't know if my girlfriend is listening, but yeah, it's kind of true. We're finished, guys. It's a wrap. No, we made curry, but you get the idea. I show you what is the end result. Oh, doesn't that look amazing? So we got that beautiful lentil curry over there, the nice cooked quinoa, some greens, yeah, the last few pieces of paprika that I had left over, and put some nice hemp seeds and some tahini on there to finish it off and make it a really nice, complete, satisfying meal. I really believe that that combination of healthy fats and whole protein sources with a good carb source really makes the meal complete and really makes it satisfying for you. So, like I said, definitely try to incorporate some raw foods, some uncooked foods when you make a meal like this. But yeah, I think we done it, right? Let me definitely know what you thought about this video, guys. If you'd like to see more about this kind of things, cooking here in my kitchen, or if you got any suggestion how this could be even of more value to you, then definitely let that know as well. And yeah, let's munch, let's eat. Good night.